Hello, hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and share this real quick. Copy that link. Self-promotion. Yes, I must self-promote myself because I do not have a promoter. Okay, let's go ahead, pull back up this thingy majigger. Go back to live chat. There we go. Hello, everybody. How's it going? This is Nero of the BD Game Center, and today I am playing the one, the only, the Stanley Parabele Ultra Deluxe Edition. Now, for those of you that are, veterans of the channel, you would know I have played the game years ago. Well, not really years ago, but actually, could it have been years ago? I don't even remember right now, to tell you the truth. I don't know, I played the game a long time ago, but, that was a long time ago. And for those of you that are new, well, hopefully you've heard of the game. Otherwise, you are probably going to be asking yourselves, what in the actual frick did I bring myself into? Alright, yes I have. So I am very much accustomed to it. I want it brighter. Let's see. My current time is... Wait. Yeah, that's right. Hold on just a second. 239. Is it going to change from 239 to... Yes, I do. Because I am old school like that. Confirm. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. I don't care. I wish for things to be weird and awkward. Oh! Look at this. Now this is a game menu right here, folks. A game within a game, within a game, within a game, within another game. And all the while, in the very, very small corner of that last game, the main character is playing solitaire. Let's begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
No, of Nero. Get it right. Nero
Stanley
man.
worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And we're back. So yes, for those of you that don't know, the Stanley Parable is a gameception game with narration. I have played this game before. I know what I must do. But then again, I haven't played this game in years. I think that clock is wrong. Stupid clock. Oh, yes. What? Wait, where are my feet? Oh god, the gameception has begun. Ah, good old 429. He's a lazy worker.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Shut up, narrator man.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office.
Yes!
It didn't make a single difference.
It did make a difference,
Did
actually.
it advance the story in any way?
It advanced the story. How do I jump? Oh, that's how I crouch. Nice. I could jump. Aha! I turned off a computer. That advanced the story by 1 millisecond. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's go this way. Hey! The legendary room 420! No. How dare you? Please, let me in! Let me in! I'm looking down at my invisible feet in shame. Ow. Ah, another computer. God, why are my coworkers so horrible at turning off computers? I mean, seriously now. Can't these guys think for themselves? Yeah, that room looks fun. Wonder where that is. Ooh. Someone's playing solitaire! I knew it. I called it at the beginning. Sorry, I just like being a shitlord whenever I'm playing a strange game. Let's see. Okay. That doesn't look weird at all.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't know, Mr. Narrator, man. Do I really enter the one on the left? Because the one on the right looks like it has adventure. Let's see here. Let me pace around for a couple seconds. Okay, going on to the right. Fuck you, narrator.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes,
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Employee lounge? I'm gonna get me a snack.
Yes, truly
Ooh.
a room worth admiring. It had
This is
really
a
been
room
worth
worth
the
admiring.
detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Is there any
Stanley
stickers around
simply
here?
stood here,
Hello?
drinking it all in.
What does that say? Oh my god, that cup says
really,
who
really
what the
worth it
fuck?
being here in the room.
Number one
A
dead.
room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, Here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
It is really worth it, so shut up, narrator man. Huh. I guess my employees really did vanish.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's
how dare you?
that this is why everyone left.
That says fuel. Wait, there's a ring around it. Oh,
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah, the game's trying to send me a message that this mountain range is fucking beautiful. Like, oh my god. I thought I could jump in this, I'm not gonna lie. Where's that menu? There it is. The game is now paused. Mr. Fancy British narrator man, can you give me one last bit of narration before I leave? Oh, well fuck you too then.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
That door? This door right here. Are you sure I took this door to get back to business? 'Cause I think I took this door instead.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Caution, do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. There's a confession. I am lying. It's been a long while since I last played this game. Hey, there's a coffee cup. Oh gosh. I like how this room has an echo. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. I love how that's an actual achievement. You know what, Mr. Narrator Man? Wait, what's this? God damn it. Well, let's see if these boxes can break my fall just like in Assassin's Creed.
In his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I'm a god! Ah, here I am again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Personal email.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Got that nice and printed on out for myself. Any other personal emails? Yeah. Wait, an input. What the hell? I don't remember that. Or did I remember that? What is a memory, if not just a thing that we all forget to remember? Damn it! I still can't jump. Was that coffee cup there before? Oh yeah, it's the I Hate Mondays coffee cup. I remember now.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes,
Perhaps
I did.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, I did.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
I know,
Thank
right?
goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Exactly. Okay, I'm done experiencing it now.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nice scenery.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Yes, we have.
I'm not your enemy, really.
Yes, you are.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Lies!
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Oh, yeah?
Someone you've forgotten about.
Yeah, it's me!
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Yes.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Fuck yeah.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show
you
you
don't.
something beautiful. No, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No, narrator man, I don't believe you, nor do I trust you. Danger. Danger everywhere. I see. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Yes.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Did I now? You know, I do like the color red, but I am the blue dragon, so I go through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked
Uh.
through the red door.
Blue!
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Huh?
Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue!
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley.
Yes.
You want to know so badly what's out there? You
Yes,
want
I
to
do.
find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Yay!
You see? There's nothing here.
Oh.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Wow, you're a
Broken
lazy,
rooms, exposed
you know,
developer textures. Is this
game
what
developer
you wanted?
then.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do
Yes!
not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And
Oh,
in
I
the
don't
end,
care.
it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
Yes,
Help
this
me
is.
here, Stanley.
The
Help
empty
elucidate the
vastness of
strange
the
and
abyss.
unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did
Jumping.
you want to see? Vehicles? Skill
Yes.
trees?
Fuck
Work
yeah.
with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
You can give me a jump
Tell you
button.
what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go.
Oh.
A third option. This already
Hey.
feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Let's see. Do I want to take it for a spin? It's a wooden door with orange room, but the employee lounge. I'll take the mystery door.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now,
Right.
tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you
Please rate
say
your
that the game
experience.
benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Feedback area. Do I feel like a game improved with more options? Yes.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from?
From me
How
being
did
a retard?
I know the game needed a third door?
Just playing.
Well,
That's
it's
a bad word, I
instinct
know. I'm
mostly,
sorry.
A calling in your gut. I
Hey,
really
wasn't I
couldn't
just
say where
over
the
there?
idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
No, you felt it from
Can't
me
teach
being a
that, Stanley.
dickhead.
Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ah! Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard? Yes! Good old Neil is offline. What the fuck? Doors open, doors attempted. 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence. Only the worst 3 people of players chose the blue. Oh! You! How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others. Ah! You son of a bitch! Why not ask some friends for help? Screw you! I'm taking the experimental door again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
No.
Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now
Oh, yeah?
would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Oh, really? What's the
You wouldn't
game?
mind taking a look at it, would you?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let me boot it up.
What's the game called?
In this game,
Oh!
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if
Oh!
he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Oh,
I
God.
think the art world will really take notice. But of
Of
course,
a burning
the
baby?
message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4
So
hours!
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to
Bring
keep
it.
notes on your experience.
Oh my god, that's loud! Ah! Hold on. I'm turning that down. Oh, that's much better. Not so loud. No, baby. No. No danger for you. That's just baby dragon right there. You know, that's actually a funny story. I remember when I was a little kid, you know how little kids are attracted to shiny things, right? Well, I was that one baby who saw a candle in his bathroom and decided that the shiny bright thing should be pulled down. So I grab the like this little piece of cloth that's on the countertop of the sink, and I pull it down. And next thing I know, I start a fire in my bathroom. I end up going on out into, like, I think it was the living room where my family was at. They were the ones that told me this all happened. I was too young to even remember any of this. And when it comes down to it, I started like doing this weird little dance to try and get their attention. It wasn't until they started seeing smoke that you know, they took notice that something happened. Good times. I don't know. I don't think I'm feeling pushing this button for 4 hours. Let's give it another couple of attempts and see if the narrator changes his mind. Oh! No, 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 no. Bad baby. Bad. Bad child. Bad random baby child. Cardboard cutout. Okay, you know what? You can go have the fire. Not! No fire for you. Okay, fuck you, baby. I don't want to hear your shit. It's not gonna burn, is it? Ha ha! I cheated the system, narrator. Look at that. I'm saving the baby. The baby's not gonna burn. Ah! The baby was burning! I ain't doing this for 4 hours. I might do this off stream, but I ain't doing this for 4 hours.
You heartless bastard.
What are you talking about?
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if
I
it's
wanted
the
to
latter,
spite
well,
you,
I don't know
but I
what
don't
to
hate
do. I'm
babies.
completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done.
Hey.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Hey,
Oh,
get back here.
Since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Yeah, let's do that.
See. What do we have here? Yes.
Besides, I was
this
saving the
seems
baby
like it'll
countless
work.
times.
Let's give it a shot.
What are we playing now? Huh? What is it? What the?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
What is this place?
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose.
Oh, bleach.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Wyoming. Volunteer as a lookout. Paradash. The hell was that sound? No? Did someone shoot something? Hello? Oh gosh. Stairs. I am leaving the creep tower, narrator man. Hey, there's an outhouse.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What? Oh, grass. Beautiful grass.
It is. It's an open world game. Good
Yeah!
God, quickly block it off.
No! No!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
No!
I nearly wandered off into that thing. That
I
big,
wanted
open,
to.
just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any...
That's what makes a game good.
Oh,
Let me out.
Thank heavens we avoided it.
No!
We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
No, we're not.
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Please, no.
Preferably
Wait.
something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Wait, please. Just let me see the outdoors once more.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Right up to the top. What the?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
This is Rocket
Just
League.
a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
What are we
Still,
doing in game
if
Rocket
you manage
League?
to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
How do we get to Rocket League? I don't understand.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
We kick
There are
giant
lots
balls.
of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley,
Soccer.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
It's
We
soccer.
shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must.
Rocket League.
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
I'm finally gonna get a goal in Rocket League.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Oh!
Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Yes.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more
Get in there!
euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out.
What?
Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Good for you.
More balls.
Wha- I'm gonna get a double score. Triple. Sports ball.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you
Yes,
having fun? Is this a real video game?
it
Well,
is.
I sure hope you're having a good... Hold on. What are you doing?
Whee! Oh my.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Stanley! Oh. Yay, I like this dark spacing. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Why? Hello? Have I been transported to horror realm? Hello? I know this place. This is the background of the Stanley Parabele. Man, look at it in all its majesticness. The double door! Dumbledore! Hey, there's a light. Neat computers. Ah, the light. It shall protect me, but yeah, I don't give off a shadow. I don't like that. What am I, a shadowless being? Hey, I know this room. Wasn't this the original concept design of the room? This was, wasn't it? This was how the original room was supposed to be, wasn't it? neat. Right? That's 427. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice.
Oh, I am.
And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
Nope.
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back.
Oh, gosh.
The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
You can wait for eternity. The end will never come without me. For I am Stanley Parabele. I think that's like, what, 2 endings now?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No
Did that glitch
matter
out for a
how
second
hard
there?
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. Any other computers that I can turn off? Yes. Yes! That's 2 endings, actually. Ho-ha! Another 3 more to go before I get some weird alternate dimension ending, I believe. No, now I think about it, I don't think I ever did that, did I? Trying to remember events from years ago. Do not go well.
When
No,
Stanley
my favorite
came to a set
door.
of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting
taking
room,
this way,
and
narrator
Stanley
man.
knew
You
it
can't
perfectly
stop me.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
Yes,
What
it is.
was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
The
Its
cold drink
grace,
machine?
its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
Could it just be the cold soda machine?
Yes.
You know, I think it's the cold soda
really,
machine.
really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
It is. There's the Who Farted cup. I remember that. There's the weird poem
At
and
this
a
point,
nice picture.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poor. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No, I didn't. I took the
Stanley was so bad at
straightforward
following
door.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Cargo
Look,
lift.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Oh, is there? I don't care.
What? Really? I was in the middle of
Going this
something.
way.
Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Yes.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Oh,
Why,
without a doubt.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
No, you don't.
Let me
You
prove
creeper.
it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
I'll go through the
Give me
red
a
door this time.
chance.
Just open it.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me.
Just this
You
once.
see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time.
No.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
No.
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And
I'm
I
not
think-
stopping.
Well, I think I have a solution.
Oh, God.
Here, let me show you.
Ah. Huh? What the fuck? Okay, fine. Huh?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
I don't know. What are we looking for? Aww. It's just a holographics. Alright, fine, Mr. Narrator.
Here.
Ooh!
Yes. Oh, it's
Oh!
beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty beautiful. Is there a way to walk off? No, there's not. Ooh. The claw. A giant claw just comes down now. Oh, that'd be amazing. Yo, what the hell? Let's see here. I think maybe right here. Yo, I see a bearded guy in a cave. No, wait, that's the wrong game. Doc Mitchell! Noise. But you know what's even noiser? Going through this door.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Making my own decisions.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Oh, will we? Looky there. I just climbed up some stairs. Oh, another pair of stairs. Oh, here we go. Yes.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Yes. What do I need to think about? Give me some reasons why I should not do this, Mr. Narrator Man. Narrator Man. Okay, I won't do it. Does dialogue change if I decide to go back down the stairs normally? Okay, yeah, his dialogue didn't change. All I want for Christmas is pain and suffering.
Oh,
What?
Thank God you lived.
What?
You had me worried there for a moment. Now,
How dare you?
can we please get back to the other room?
No!
No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me.
I don't
can't
care
go
about
back to
you.
what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Because I don't care about you, narrator man. You're not my narrator. Anyways, back to Mariah Carey's readaptation of her infamous song, All I Want for Christmas is Pain.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
I love how he's just like pitter-patter sounding.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Okay, I feel sorry for him now. Let's go back to the nice room. See if that changes anything. Ouch. Ouch.
Yes.
Ouch.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Nope, I don't. Oh, I love getting this guy's hopes up. It's so much fun. Ah, hello stairs, my friend. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Narrator has said nothing. I shall now fall while crouching. Weep!
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It
Yes, it
looks
was.
like you wanted to make it. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
I'll go ahead and go back to that room while I'm dragging my blood on the floor. There,
I
narrator.
wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
So much pretty colors in outer space, man. Well, he knows that I can't do this. Ooh, what's this? Hey, it's a drawing of a child. I don't like that. That's kind of creepy. Makes me think of Five Nights at Freddy's. Urgh. Hey, wait, can I go underneath the stairs? While crouching? I'm Harry Potter, but I have to crouch to be able to rest. Ugh. You're a wizard, Harry. Say what? Do, do, do. Sorry, Mr. Narrator, but, you know, you're kind of a fucking dick. Do, 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 do. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh!
Is it over?
Yes.
It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm going back.
You are. Hooray! It's weird, I can't type any buttons on this. Do, 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 do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Da, 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 da. Para? No. Para? No. No. What the fuck? Oh. Oh. There's supposed to be a computer with a progress thingy on it. Or maybe this run's not done. Maybe that run's not done. Ooh.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I want to know what's behind that door. Oh well, fuck it. See this new content. Yay! You know, I'm not usually a big fan of narrated heavy.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
2013.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Oh my.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Ooh.
The
I wonder if the
Stanley
original
Parable
version's still
Ultra Deluxe
available.
features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Does it involve vehicles and skill
Okay,
trees?
so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Hey, it's more thrilling than what your game was, Mr. Narrator.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right, finally,
Oh, nice.
at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I'm Batman. Gotham.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
Justice.
mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Justice. For Gotham.
All right. All right, let's see. It's... the jump circle?
Jumping? Yes! I can jump! Yay! Yay! Crouch jumping! Jump circle. New content. You son of a bitch. You lied. I want my jumps reset. I want more jumps. I want more hoops.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Well, there's another elevator.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
You're
It's
not
just
positive.
elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is
Yes,
new
unfortunately.
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes.
I love how the narrator
I
gets
knew
pissed
there had
off.
to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I want to jump again. This looks kind of like The Office, doesn't it? What's this?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion
Hold on.
to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
It's no longer
It's
called
my
Twitter,
fault,
it's called
Stanley.
X.
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It
Yes,
could
you did.
never have lived up to such expectations. If
No,
you're
it couldn't.
still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks.
But gimmicks
Just
are
you
nice.
and me having a great time together like always.
I don't know who you
What
are.
do you say, friend?
I say this rule. Ah! He forcefully reset me. Narrator, man. The game is, Hey, that's my office. What have you done, narrator?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
No. Actually, yes. Hello? Coffee nut? Whee! Hey! That's a long jump.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking
yeah.
about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Is there a jump
I made
function again?
something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Fax machine! Wait, is that a fax machine? That's a fax. basically a fax machine. Ah! This isn't Stanley Parable. Where's the office space? Go.
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
That's my speed, bud.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Man, you are going real meta, aren't you?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
I think I'm getting major spoilers here. No, I've never played it on the PC version. Oh gosh. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to somebody. Audience Award, The Stanley Parable. Huh. 2014. Independent Games Festival? Nice. Galactic Cafe, The Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. Oh my. Yeah, I definitely have not seen some of these, unfortunately. On the account that I never played this game on PC. $1! Do you know what I can get with that? Nothing! You literally can't get anything for a fucking $1 these days, dude. Oh, it used to be on demo. Wait, what? The Stanley Parable demonstration. Ooh, sounds fancy. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. What the fuck? Give me the achievements, man. British Academy Award, The Stanley Parable, Game Innovation. He is British! I knew it! 2014. Why do you have the same thing over and over and over again? New video game releasing today. Creator surprisingly down to earth. The New York Times. 50% off designer hats. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. Business leaders pushing election of council allies. Wow. I definitely don't know that ending. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Ooh, bench. Oh, can't sit on the bench. What kind of memory zone is this?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing.
Yes.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Hey, what's downstairs? Oh, I wanted to go into the memory zone's maintenance. Hey, I remember that. It used to be back then. I know this only because I've watched Markiplier play this game. Back then, they had a sequence where instead of playing Rocket League and what was the other one? That Firelook Station. It would port you to a knockoff version of Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft! It would port you to Minecraft, and then after that, you would be taken to Portal. I only know that because of Markiplier, dude. Person of the Year, no one. Oh my. The original remake. Nifty. It came with a tie? Oh! Ooh, nice car. Bro, I would have loved the Stanley Parable tie. What's this from? Huh, weird.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable
GameSpot.
is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've
only a
ever
9 out
been
of 10.
confronted with in a
The
game.
fuck, man?
9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Well, of course not, man. Wowzers. Oh, I can go this way again?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Maintenance
What I
zone!
wouldn't give
Yes!
to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Where's
What's
this?
this? What's down here? Oh,
Reviews?
no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games.
Oh
I
my.
haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The
Oh my.
narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Just stick them up your bum. That's the easiest solution. Oh, negative review number 2.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
3.1 hours on record.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Yes, you are.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
That's because you
Like
are
I
an
let
narrator.
these people down.
Yes, you did.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It's not. But it's still funny as fuck. Dude, I don't know what it is about this game, but playing this again just
What's
hits
this
me
one
right in
got
the
to
feels.
say?
Ooh, 9.0 hours.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm
Why not
truly
jump
too
button?
preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the
Oh, God.
Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Where'd that come from? Can I go swimming? No? Okay. Can you give me a
And
jump
here
button,
it
my
is.
dude?
Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in...
Yeah! Hello?
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of
Rah!
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. the minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption...
Ah!
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last
Yay.
one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself.
Yay.
Stanley,
Yes?
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
12 hours?
You've just been frozen there. I
Really?
don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door
could
is
just make a
gone.
door.
It's completely gone.
Just make a door.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley.
I noticed.
Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh, gosh.
You're back. Oh, my goodness.
It's dark.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
Well, that's horrible.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
I don't care. Narrator? Narrator! Narrator! Okay, if you don't want to talk to me, then fuck you too, then. Shut up!
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It
You
wasn't
entertain
enough.
me.
They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising...
Ah! Mr. Narrator? Huh. Wonder where he went. Oh well.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never
Oh my
the
God.
end, is never the end, is never
He's on a
the
repetitive
end,
loop.
is never the end, is never
Button!
the end, is never
I
the
must stop
end,
him!
is never-
Oh god. The narrator was on a repetitive loop. I had to stop it. Once more with feeling. Oh god. Why do I get the feeling that a parademon monster is gonna jump down from there and slash my throat open? Skip! Sunlight! Oh, this room was so dark. Let's see what I get next. It's beautiful. Now, if only the walls could open, so that way I could have an experience. Once again. Oh, come on. I don't like that. Huh? Button. Button. Thank you, button. Whoa. Button. Button. No. Speak to me. Oh, narrator's gone. Probably dead. And the button's dead too. Holy crap. It's a new world. I'm free! I'm still typing on my computer though. I don't understand. I don't need to understand. There's the sun. We've done it, narrator. We've made a game that everyone wants! Oh, that fresh sunlight. Well, the end is never the end. Did I get another ending? Yeah.
Just a step through this
I
door,
know.
Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Yes, I can.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh gosh. Why is he talking like that? Where's the computer with the frickin' thingy-majigga? The input thingy. You know what I'm talking about. New content. Oh, why not?
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
What? We didn't get the little presentation. Alright, what you got to show me,
You
Mr.
see,
Narrator?
Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The
Maybe for you.
original Stanley Parable was a
I love this
landmark,
version.
and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh my.
Yes,
The
you
end is
see,
never the end,
Isn't
again.
this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
427. It's almost like 407's icon, except for the 2. 427!
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
Do,
Ultra
do, do,
Deluxe.
sway,
What does it
dose.
even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2,
Taste the sequel.
now that's an artistic
New and
statement
tasty.
right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term
Oh.
franchising potential.
Oh, it sounded like he was having a glitch there for a few seconds. Like he was malfunctioning. Magical plant. Ooh. They're back. 2 doors. You should have made it 3 doors. Come on now. Leverage, holistic value, the color red, brick and mortar approach, envelope, client-centric marketing. Win-win. More TSP. Better TSP. The Stanley Parable 2. I like that. The fern and the brain. Does the Stanley Parable 2 come with co-op action? It should've. It'd be
Now, to be
fun to play
clear,
this game with
I haven't
another
quite
person.
nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but
Should've made
let's
a co-op
take a
game.
look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Oh gosh.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game
that a red
development is
duck?
much more of a fuzzy
it's a red
magic
phone.
than anything scientific or logical, really.
Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman, Arkham Asylum 2, This City, Divinity, Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. The The prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable is the prequel to... Oh my goodness gracious, I'm not going to try to read that. It might all just be the exact same thing, but reading it is going to be a pain in the butt. And I don't have time for that. This way to the show floor. Chauffeur? No, show floor. The new content bus. We all want the new content bus. It's the only upgrade that we can get. Hey, yo! Hello!
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Is there a jump zone? Exclusive, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Okay! This can't go wrong at all.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh yeah? What's my name?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we
I hate
go.
the name
Let's
Jim.
take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget
No.
whoever you are, and simply
No.
become a person named
I'm not
Jim.
gonna become Jim!
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping
Open the doors.
and waking as Jim. Falling in love
Doors.
and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's
I'm already heartbroken
possibilities
as me. I
Jim,
don't need to be
and
heartbroken as Jim.
Watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you
I
really,
feel
truly
nothing.
Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and... Yes!
Ah!
Oh, see! What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The
That's not
button
me.
described you. Do it again. Do it again.
It's not me. I'm not Jim.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time.
It's not the third
If this were
time, you
the
bastard.
only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
Jim.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to
Jim.
lose all
Jim.
sense of who you
Jim.
actually
Jim.
are.
Jim. 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 Jim.
I have become Jim.
Jim.
Hello, everyone. This is Jim of the Jim Game Center. Good God. Why? Why do they do this? What a ripoff!
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That
That's
would
bull.
actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
That's Jim. Please, no screenshots. A whole new office. What the heck's that on the ground? Red is the new orange. The new updated ray traced more of the same, but in a good way. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. New features with content, new ideas. Jump circle! I swear, this guy looks like he's from Gmod every single time I see an image of him. Merch! Give me the merch! Give me merch! I want this shirt. I want that new content shirt too. And that fucking red with the yellow shirt. Why, dude? Wait, what that thing is? Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket, Office Decorations, and Infinite Hole.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Stepniece!
You know, sometimes
Come
when you
on.
solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is.
What? I pressed on this one. You bastard. You took my idea away from me.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
How could you? Infinite hole? Infinity and beyond.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can
Infinite
fall until
hole.
the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I should be careful, otherwise I'll fall into the infinite. Ah!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Not just yet. I want to see what's at the bottom.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
No.
Do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
No.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Yay!
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out,
Oh my god, there's the
Stanley.
lie.
I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look,
Yes, I am.
I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
Yes, I
A
am.
normal person actually wants to fall infinitely.
Why not?
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
I am the problem.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
I call it a
If that
ripoff.
works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the
Why are there
hole and we can
cigarettes
move
down
on.
here?
I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great.
Yay.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my... Oh, for heaven. I was right. The problem is you.
Yes,
The problem is that you like holes too much. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. It goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yes.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before.
That's because I did.
Admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you. And gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're
Yay.
obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
Oh.
Who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
Yep.
You sure? Well,
Yep.
I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago.
You
Try
broke it!
again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
No, get back
Take
here.
care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
You're not getting paid by the hour. I'm just rimming this hole real quick. Hello? Hey, the hole's descending. What magical new world will I go to? Will I go to Narnia? And unlike Batman, he descended, returning to the darkness where he once came. Oh! Oh god. Hold on a second. I'm taking a screenshot of this. He's just standing there, menacingly. Yeah! Nope.
My head's stronger.
Oh my. Yes! Puppies! Space. The deep void. Oh god. Hey, the beach. Oh! I'm upside down! Oh god. Ah! Oh no! What have I done?
Stanley!
Huh?
Oh good, you're awake. It seems
Well.
you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
At least let me have my reality comforter again. Hole? Do you speak to me, Hole? Aww. Aww.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Can I change the office decorations? Actually, first I want to see the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Oh.
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Bucket!
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Yay!
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Yay! Bucket! The bucket is the best part of the game. Screw you, Jim Button.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Let's see here. Free, new, plus easy trophy. I want the easy trophy. Pull the lever. Receive your new trophy. No more steps. Get yours right now.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me my fucking trophy! Fuck you too, then. I want me trophy. It's dark. I ain't going back to the trophy room. You can't make me. I got with dissonance.
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Jump circle!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
Yes! But make it an actual thing.
You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
You bastard. You could give me more jumps! Collectibles. Who don't like collectibles?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Right. 1 of 6! Yay! Gotta collect them all. Stanley Parable.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
No, that's awesome. Let's see, I've been there. I'm currently at 5. I went to the free trophy. I didn't get my free trophy. It was a rip-off. Been to the merch. Been to the gym button. Settings World Championship. Where the hell is that at? Oh. On the side, I see. Maybe it's up there. This is a rip-off. I want my money. Oh, what's it? What is that? What's this?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Yes.
Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. I got my bucket. Settings is not real. Been to office decorations, been to epilogue, there, and there. So I guess now is the exit. Oh, exit's this way. I knew that.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
No.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go.
I wonder why they gave me a crouch button.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
Yes.
And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2."
Then do it, man.
I can whip something up.
Come on.
All right, perfect.
Hey, look, it's me.
Take a look.
The Stanley Parable 2. I like the red.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I wonder how much this guy gets paid.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
He got controlled by a
when
moron.
He realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
But now I can.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Why is everything still orange? I
All
wanted
of his
red.
coworkers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Why is everything just thrown around, I wonder? Reassurance
Stanley
bucket.
picked up the bucket.
My bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
You got it, bucket.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this
Yes.
better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Bucket for the win.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
How dare
Stanley
you.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I've been down there enough, I guess. For now.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Just for now. Man, it's bright.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Everything is not okay! Everyone run! What's this?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons.
Oh, yeah, what was
Even
wrong
this is
with it?
worse than I had imagined. And wait,
Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
We're not.
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
Yes.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
No, I'm done.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Collectible!
One of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So,
Oh, no, you can.
I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
If that's beautiful to you, I don't want to know what ugly looks like. I'm not ready for this yet. Maybe later. Bucket. We've made it. The executive bathroom bucket. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have a pick just one.
Another miniature Stanley
Yes!
figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands?
Ew.
Stanley figs?
Ew.
What about Stanlerines?
Ew.
Yes, I think I like that.
They're all
Another
horrible.
Stanlerine under your belt.
That sounds horrible, dude. Well, I cleaned out the executive bathroom. Bucket was very helpful. Damn it. Yes. Ooh, boss office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Bucket,
Even
you're my
now,
best friend.
in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It is, isn't it? Bucket for the win.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you
Figlies
think,
sound nice.
Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one? Let me sit on it. I'm
Figley.
sure it will come to me.
I like Figley, personally. Oh, y'all, what do y'all think? Oh, button pushing down.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I don't know about that.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Nope. Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Yay!
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yay! Man, it's a long walk. Here we go, bucket! Ooh, fancy. What are we making down here, narrator man? Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
But the bucket is my
Farewell,
friend.
Stanley.
Wait, narrator, please. No! What the?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
Who's
as
this?
Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
What about my life? Ah! Huh, okay.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
But what about
It's
me,
true
lady?
that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Hey, where's my bucket? What'd you do with my bucket? The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. I'm not going to read all that. I'm too ignorant.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can
Where's my
you see
bucket?
the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more
Bucket!
noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Bucket, please come back. I swear. The other one wasn't even a bucket. It was just a bag. Inferno bucket. What the hell? That ain't a bucket. I'm pretty sure they didn't have buckets back in the caveman days. Wait, let's check out this other method, this other way first. Okay. Nothing interesting there. Good beats in there, though.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly
yes,
not
they
a
can.
bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
No, thank you. The bucket. The hanging bucket. Bucket! Please, come back to me! A 1. A 2. And, Leroy Jenkins!
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will
Oh,
right
yeah?
this terrible wrong.
What's that? Bucket?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Ah! I began the game again. The bucket is not my... Where's that coming from? Is that coming from you? Or is that coming from you?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Who the heck was that? Sweetie? Who was the narrator? Figurine Finders Committee. Meeting today. Don't worry, Bucket. I won't take you this time. You deserve better, Bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What the hell? Produce 1 prank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Warehouse access plan. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Could you restart the slide, please? How we can find them. Bottom text. Small floating objects have appeared. We have to synergize our resources. Okay. There will be a reward for finding them all. Large room, lots of boxes. Some were both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace, a private but smelly place for an important person inside of a sequel exhibit. Somewhere both red and blue in a large room. Lots of boxes. Broom closet?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Except for doing exercising.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't
Not really
even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because I can.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Be confused. Confusion man.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yes.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending is my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Yay, so much room for activities!
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money.
Drugs!
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh! How dare you, I am not addicted to the last bit. He
Coming
lies.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, he didn't. Walk
But
downstairs.
Stanley just couldn't do it.
No.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
1, 2,
And then
P4.
something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in
I'm
a
not
single
crazy, you're
moment
crazy.
for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he
My
looked
feet!
down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a
I'm
dream!
dreaming!
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer. An
I am dreaming,
explanation.
thank you.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
No, he's pretty
He thought to
crazy.
himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. He
Wee.
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the
Stars.
strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was
Hey, where's my
amazed he
stars?
hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley,
Oh
who
my.
found it particularly strange.
He's got two voices in
I'm
his head.
dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
This is his
Was
dream,
Stanley
Stanley.
simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Nah, you're
Now,
just
hearing the
dreaming,
voice speak
Stanley.
these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Oh yeah, how you gonna do that, Chief?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Wait.
He
Wait.
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Oh.
the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything is fine.
Oh, water. Wrong pipe.
I am okay.
I'm not okay. I'm dying. Well then.
Stanley began screaming.
Ah!
Someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have
No,
an
you don't.
office. I
No, you
am
don't. No,
real.
you don't.
Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? And
Wee.
everything went black.
Wait. Ah, fucking water.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and
Oh, my.
walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
I swear,
He was
this is just like
obviously
Gmod.
crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And
I'm
in
crazy!
that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Thanks, lady! He just fucking does the Terminator thumbs up thing. Oh my. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. What? I'm not dead yet. This isn't heaven. This is hell. There's too many buttons. Oh my god. This is hell. What is this? This is just as bad as the baby. Why am I doing this to myself? Stanley! Stop pushing the buttons! It's never ending, Stanley! Oh my god. It's truly never ending. That's hell. That isn't heaven, that's hell. I ain't doing that again. What the?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, no. I need this
This
one.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I must find more figlies.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I must find a way down there. Yes.
You're
Yes!
getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Yay! Oh my.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten
Oh my.
path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path
Something else here.
that it seemed the office had begun.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
I
What a
hoped
silly
you
and
were.
trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is
I don't
all
care.
your fault.
I don't care, narrator. You did this to yourself.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sorry, Bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
I just
wanted
wanted to go
stop
and fuck
by the
around.
employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I must get the last figurine.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It was, isn't it?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Yes.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm...
Come on,
And there
everyone!
it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So,
There's a reward.
Instead, I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yay!
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Okay, red
Stanley
door.
walked through... Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
No.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay, what's your solution? Even though I've seen it already.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we
Okay.
just stay right here,
I'll be right back,
right
everybody.
in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Okay, I am back. Ooh, nice red. But I'm done with this room.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh
In
no.
here.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay, fine. But you better give me some interesting dialogue.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there, hmm? Just stay here.
Hey, give me some interesting dialogue, my guy. Sheesh. I'm bored.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Did he say anything when I come back in?
Are you... You are going to stay here, aren't you?
And then I leave again.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Oh, yeah, you got a good point there. But you know, this scenery does get boring, so... Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do. Do-do.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Do-do. Do-do.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh, I have. That's why I'm going to do this.
No!
I still took away his dream home. The balloons are gone.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers.
Oh yeah,
I haven't
figures.
stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Nope.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one
Fine.
more time.
When Stanley found the collectibles. I don't know why, but that door handle kind of looked like a skull from a distance. Oh, down here.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
I'm surprised he didn't say nothing.
And here was the second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6.
Wow.
But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
What a jerk.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember? Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Technically, no. Now we're both incorrect.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh my god. Classic YouTuber standpoint right here. Your mother. No, really. Best boy. Oh my god.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Then you just have no life, my guy. Like me, seeing as I'm doing YouTube. And now, number 6.
And then, Stanley, then
Technically
we came to
12.
the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works?
All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
But now I
It
have
was
12.
a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Ah! I want my jump.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there
Oh,
some
wow.
way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
I hated that video. Ah!
Yes, I love that video.
I hate that video. You have no talent, Mr. Narrator.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
This room is hideous, and you are a bad interior designer for making it. I'm the boss's shitter of all
These
places.
really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one. This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes,
Nope.
I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Because we can't live in the past. We have to keep moving on
This is
towards the
it,
future.
the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
This came before.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely?
Yes, you were.
Perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself.
No,
I
you
don't
won't.
need Stanley anymore.
Yes, you do.
Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
What the hell? I don't trust you. What's this? That wasn't heaven, that was
All
hell.
of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
This was the office that I kept on starting in, my guy. Remember? Pushing all these buttons? Turning off all their computers?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge.
Don't care.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yes, I did.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No, I didn't. Time for some more mind-boggling madness.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Yay!
Oh, no, it's to the right. my
Wow,
mistake.
dude. Slamming the door in my face and everything.
No,
but
no,
you
not
mother.
the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
You weren't.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
If you're certain. Oh my.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to, who am
Hey,
I
look,
kidding?
there's my office,
It's
427.
rubbish now.
In the corner.
Whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Isn't having CCTV cameras right above your employees' heads kind of illegal?
All of his co-workers
Like,
were gone.
majorly illegal?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No,
Oh my.
no, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
I
Stanley,
changed.
did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
But I'm the one
It was
who's
right here
interacting
just
with
a
the
minute
story.
ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. What's this way? Okay, that way's blocked off. Ooh, what's over here? What's over here?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
But then you mucked it up.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well,
That's
I
not
find
going to
it
help it.
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
And we crashed the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Wait, what the hell? Why is that door black?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
But this was supposed to lead to my office. Where's my office?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Mr.
Now
Narrator?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
The door's gone.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yay! I
You
win.
put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
I mean, yeah, I have, man.
Oh, no. No,
How long
I
have I been
don't feel
streaming for
right
anyways?
about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
2
Some
minutes and
people
32
win fair
seconds.
and
Holy
square,
crap.
and
In
this
2
was
hours.
not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
And the game crashes. The Stanley
All
Parable
right,
2
I've got a
Adventure Line.
solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just
2
follow the
Adventure
line.
Line.
How simple is that?
Yay. At long last. Oh, I can't turn it off. What a bunch of malarkey.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
4
Onward,
question mark
Stanley,
8.
to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it
Technically,
another
yeah.
way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can
No,
both
thank you.
agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Is that,
Okay.
is that
Now,
something
if
that's
my
real?
experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
What?
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
You should.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh. Yeah! Ooh, music. Yeah! Oh my.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Watch the fern. Stare at the fern. Lick the fern. Then walk away from the fern. Can we get music again? No? Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Nope. 420. Yeah. Aww. There you go. Hey!
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
Good job, Line.
And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh my. Narrator?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
But
We're
you enjoyed
intelligent
it.
people, right? Why
No,
can't
we're
we
not.
make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just
This is
me
just a
and
story.
Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
Murder, death,
Whatever it might
robots
be,
of the
Stanley,
future.
I'm ready for it.
With robo-pirates.
Oh, no, not you again.
Oh, hello, Line.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Hello, Line. How are you? Line. Yay, the Line. No! Line, come back. Oh. I'm sad now.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay. The confusion ending.
What's this? The confusion ending. You're
Deviate
telling
from
me
maintenance room.
that's what this is? It's all one
Let's go with the
giant
two doors.
ending?
Now
And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times? That's really
Building.
how all this goes?
Adventure line.
It's all
Nonsense philosophy of music.
determined?
Nonsense.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply
Fourth
because
restart.
it's written here on this,
Enter into
this
unexplored
thing,
territory. Find the line again.
wall. Well,
Find the
who
confusion
consulted
ending
me?
schedule.
Why don't
Narrator
I get to
restarts the game.
decide? Why don't
Narrator
I get
forgets
a
about
say in all
previous
of this?
restarts.
Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I
Stanley
don't want to
attempts to play
forget
the
what's
story,
going
but
on.
it is prevented.
I don't want to be trapped like this.
Able to go
I won't restart
anywhere
the
or
game.
do
I won't
anything.
do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
The game restarts on
And
its
the
own.
timer stopped.
Oh my.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Restart the game.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh. Hi, Bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
What the?
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Huh, weird. Hey, broom closet.
Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey, yo, boss, we got a problem.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Thought the game wasn't going to be able to progress, but okay then. Oh my.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Hey, this looks familiar. Let's put out some lights.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Hey, it's
Each bore the
427. There's me.
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Well, yeah. It's a big corporation. There's no such thing as freedom. Or a place like this, at least.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had
Yes, it
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
Nope.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Would I? Buttons.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes,
After
I did.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Okay.
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Oh, God.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Wow, what a dick.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Well then. I literally have no idea of what I was supposed to do there. Probably just die, maybe. That's god-awful.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Actually, yeah.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let me in! Oh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh. What's this room? Where's this lead? Oh gosh. That's a heck of a sound. I wonder where that came from. Oh, that led nowhere. Let's try down now. I don't know if this music is copyrighted. I hope it's not. Wow, this is a long elevator.
Nothing but Mellotron.
Narrator? Is that just a gag? Are you kidding me? Okay, that's just a dumb gag. I feel insulted now.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I want to listen to New Age. Let me play the game.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I'll show you, Soothe.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Fine, fine. I'll do the story as you want me to.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yay, no such thing as freedom. Let's call the
This
elevator.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Really.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
There we go. I turned it off. So you happy now? Narrator. If that's your real name, that is.
Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
The darkness is my friend.
It will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Oh.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I'm not, though. Beat the game. Complete the Stanley Parable. Well, I completed the game.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Nope.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
There's one place I have not been
No,
yet.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Yay.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed
It's a
him,
magic
of course,
bucket.
because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
What dark room? Oh, this room. No, this isn't dark. Oh, but that room is. Okay, Mr. Bucket.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Because it was annoying.
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
That's not funny. Throwing a bucket in your face is funny.
Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I
your
have
face.
paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look. What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
Nope.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I ain't doing that.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times. Just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What the hell? Was that a
Goodness, this
reference?
video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay. You bastard.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd.
No.
What a hilarious
No.
concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now.
I could be
Well, I wouldn't be
falling
the
to
king
my
of comedy,
death.
that's for sure.
How dare you?
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
But you need to overthink things. You aren't a funny narrator, man.
I think that video was a Helldivers 2 reference, I'm not gonna lie. And yes, I know what Helldivers 2 is. I play... That door just glitched, didn't it? That scared the hell out of me, dude.
Here we go. You ready?
No.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Oh.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land, well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
You're not even
I'm
an
not
narrator.
even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Then go watch it yourself.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Yay.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors,
one more time.
they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Alright, now
Here
let's
we
go to the left.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes.
Hey, look, it's me, but without the
But let me
bucket.
try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes.
Yes, really,
I
no.
need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
One more
Stanley
ending.
clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yeah. Alright, let's take care of this
In
last
here,
bit,
said
and
the
then
bucket.
I'll end
Go
the
into
stream.
this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him. The Stanley Parabele Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
How dare you? The bucket is real.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To
No,
see
not
him
really.
delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Oh, we won't.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
How dare you?
That's it. It doesn't do anything
That's blasphemy!
else.
Bucket. My bucket.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now
I don't
all
trust
he
you.
cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
How dare you, narrator?
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From
don't.
now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
No!
I need it.
It's
Give
my
it to me
bucket.
now. Give it or I'll...
Oh my. What happened to the narrator?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright, everybody, that's what I'm going to have to be calling it for today, on the account that I'm, for one, tired. This whole week has just been tiresome to me. And, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. If you guys want to see more of this, you know what to do. Put a like down on it, comment on it. Even tell me some of your best ideas on how to get other endings. And as always, I'll talk to you guys later. You're out!